Oops. Yo, 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 what's up? This is Joe Room, Joe Television Girl, Gina Peach, chopping it with a steak, baby, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen.
Hope everybody's doing all right.
It's something I've been meaning to do for a minute. So, today is Sunday. We're gonna let a few people get in here before we get started. Hi, everybody, you know what we're gonna do? You know what we're gonna do? We're going to, now you can't get all the cracks out of it, but you can get the yellow off of it. So there's a lot of different ways you can do this. You can take the headlight out. You can do it on the bench. If you take the headlight out, then you have to get it readjusted and all that. You can do it on the car or the truck. You just have to tape up around it really, really good. And you can see right here where this is not exposed to the sun and UVs, it's not cooked it. Now, this is just a temporary fix. This is not a done deal. You know what I'm saying? It's not a done deal, but it will, and you don't have to do this with the stuff that I'm doing it with. You can do it with the 2K Rattle Clear. They got they have clear coat in a can that is a two-part system. You can use that, and you can do it all by hand. So you don't have to have air equipment. You don't have to have sanders. You don't have to have any of that stuff. It just makes it a whole lot nicer. What's up? 2670. So it just makes it nicer to have those tools. Now, if you want to do this on like a side gig to make a little extra little donut money, you can do that as well. But basically what you're doing is you're going from like, I think I have some 800. You could go 600, but I wouldn't go 600. 800, 1,000. You don't even have to clear it. You can go 800, 1,000, 1,500, 2,000, 3,000, and polish it with a good buffing compound, and you're good. Okay, for a little while, and then you're gonna have to come back and polish it again, because over time it'll do the same thing. Again, this is not a 100% fix. This is just like a 80% Band-Aid. I know the other day somebody was telling me that a headlight for their vehicle was like $2,200, which is just crazy. So then you have to get it installed. Then you have to get it set. So you're gonna have $3,000 in a headlight, because some of the new headlights, the LEDs, these are not LEDs, but the new LED headlights are non-serviceable. So once they go out, what's up, Gary? Once they go out, you have to replace them. So, I mean, I know on the new F-150s, the tail light on the new F-150s is like $2,000 for a tail light. Then you have to get it installed if you don't know what you're doing. So this is not a guaranteed fix, like 100%, but you can see it's a little yellow. So you can drive this car with the brightest headlight bulbs on high, and nobody will flash their lights at you, because that's how much this haze has knocked it down. Now again, it's not going to take the spider cracks out. We're just going to take the yellow one off of it. So if you wanted to wet sand, we're going to oh, I forgot my water. You can dry sand it or wet sand it. It doesn't matter, but you must tape up everything around it with some tape, because if you get to the edge, you want to stay away from the edge if you're using a power tool, because you don't want to hit the paint and burn your paint, mess up your paint. Now you can do all this by hand and be okay, be fine. You're just gonna have to get all the scratches out. So if you do 800 grit, and then you step up to 1,000, then you gotta get the 1,000 to get all the 800 scratches. And then when you go from 1,000 to 1,500, all the 1,500 is getting all the 1,000 scratches out. And then you jump up to a 2,000, and the 2,000 is getting all the 1,500 scratches out. And you just keep going up in grits, and it just makes it finer and finer, and it cleans it up. Then if you wanted to, you could, right? You could take some buffing compound, polish it really, really good, and then put some wax on it, and that will protect it, right? Because the sun is what bleached it. The sun is what done this, right? So now there's another process that you could do. You could do 800, 1,000, 1,500, 2,000. Well, let me take that back. You could go 800, you could get 800, 1,000, or 1,500, and then you can stop, and then you can tape it all the way up. What's up, Mac? Then you can tape it all up and spray some clear coat on it, and that right there will take the place of the wax and the polish and all that stuff. Now, a lot of people don't have the way of spraying clear. Okay, that's fine. You can get the rattle can, which is the 2K clear. It's expensive. It's like $20, $22 a can, and you got like 24 hours to use everything in that can, and then it's no good. So you could get it to that spot, and then you could clear it. But if you're not really, really good in spraying clear and get it to lay down super slick, and it looks like a chunky monkey, then it's gonna be orange peely, and you're still gonna be clear, but you're gonna have all those imperfections, and that's gonna throw the light beam off too. So if you're not real confident in spraying clear out of a rattle can, or you don't have the equipment to do it, I would suggest just doing 800, 1,000, 1,500, 2,000, and then some buffing compound, and buff it really, really, really good, and then put some wax on it, and you'll be good to go. So, but right now, we're almost at the 10-minute mark. We about to eat a little snack. We're about to eat a little snack. We're gonna eat some daggone mackerel fillets, and then we're going to clean this up. I'm eating this first, and then we're going to clean everything. And before you start sanding on anything, you need to wipe everything down. With wax and grease remover. So, man, what in the world? Kevin, I appreciate that, man. I really do. Look, I really appreciate that. Thank you very much. That's very nice. Very, very humbling, to say the least. Thanks to everybody that supports the channel. Everybody. So, the C10 parts come out yesterday. They come out really good. We got all that stuff out of the booth. They're up there in the big shop. And we're just going to eat a little snack right quick. And, yeah, man, I really appreciate that. And then we're going to get to work on this. Oh, smoked mackerel. Man, fish is good for you, man. I ain't got no fork. I ain't got nothing. Eat it with your hands. That's why we got thumbs. That's why we got thumbs. All right. Now we clean everything up. Daggone, man. So this is wax and grease remover. You can use glass cleaner. Spray Away's a good cleaner. You can use all that. So we're just gonna look at that right there. See the difference of it. Look at the difference by just spraying some wax and grease remover on it. Look how, I mean, that's what it will do if you spray clear on it. See the difference? I mean, just by spraying wax and grease remover on it, you see how much it just cleaned it up. But what we're doing is we're gonna take it a little bit further. And then after all this is done, we're gonna wash the car. We're gonna wash the car. Man, I appreciate that, Kevin, man. I really do, man. That's super nice, man. Super nice. Very, very thankful for that. I really do. So we're gonna wipe this down. Look, that sun gun's cracked right there. Look at that. So we're gonna wipe all this down with wax. Hey, man. Hey, Kevin. Woke up this morning, man. It's a blessing. Everything else is a bonus. Today was a great day when I woke up and hit my feet on the floor. So everything else is a bonus, you know. If you hadn't watched my short, go watch my short this morning for it says Sunday morning wake up call and listen to the message for today. I greatly appreciate that too. I try to do them, but sometimes I forget because got so much going on. So after we do this first initial cleaning, I'm gonna put some gloves on, and then we're gonna clean it again. Make sure you get up in them little crevices. Yeah, I really appreciate that, man. I really do. I do. Hey, I know Mac's going to the daggone Waffle House. Hey, everybody give Mac a congratulations. Old Mac, old Metal Art Customs, hit 7,000 subscribers yesterday. I told him he'd hit it by this weekend. I told him he'd hit it by this weekend. Can y'all see that real good? Do y'all need me to move the camera around? But can y'all see that? Because that's the whole point of doing this, you know, so y'all can see. All right, we're gonna clean it again. What's up, Rick? This is probably going to be a long live. We might do it in two parts. We might do part 1 and part 2. We'll get it cleaned up really good, and then we'll come back and do a second live. Do like an intermission. And then we'll clear it. Because I got to tape up the whole car, plastic. All right. So that's that. Dog over there whining. Shut up! Shut your mouth! Old dog over there whining. So when you're taping up, taping up around the headlights and stuff, if you'll take the tape and pull it tight and kind of slide it in behind the crack, slide it up in between the crack, and then fold it down. And that gets it up in there behind it. So you don't have to take the headlight out. Now, some people's going to say, it'd be easier if you take the headlight out, R and R. Well, yes and no. If I take this headlight out, then I've changed the adjustment on the headlight, and then I do it on the table, and then I put it back. Then I'm going to have to adjust the headlight. So try not to make more work for yourself if you have to. So. This tape, this Q1 tape, it's some good tape, but it don't like getting wet. So the green tape, it's okay if it gets wet. All right, let me show you. So that's what I was talking about. You take it and you pull it tight, and you see that tape is about a quarter of an inch up behind that glass. Okay. All right. And now we're gonna come back and we're gonna tape it some more. Now, we're gonna come back and we're gonna tape it some more. Now, if you was doing this in a parking lot, there's a lot of places, that do mobile headlight repair in parking lots. I've seen them before. You would tape all this up and you would paper all this. I'm not worried about it in here. I am gonna run some tape back down through here. I'm gonna double up the tape. I'm gonna wash the car anyway after I finish. It's been rainy and nasty, so when I get done with everything, I'm gonna wash the car. So I'm gonna go around and put some more tape around there. So when I use this little tool right here, this right here is a headlight tool machine. This thing's a 3M buffer, but they sell it as a headlight restoration kit, right? I mean, you can use it for anything. They're pretty loud, and now they make the battery-powered ones, but there ain't no sense in me, But this right here, and it's got that little interface pad on it, and then it has little bitty sandpaper like that. So I have some sandpaper that goes on there, but I don't have any finer grits like 1,000 or 2,000, so I'm just going to take my scissors and cut me some. But this right here, and you use the interface pad. You don't have to use the interface pad. You can use it straight on the source, but you got to be more forgiving. You know what I mean? Don't want to hog down in there. So let's do some more taping. Tape is your friend. Tape is your friend. Tape is your friend. Hey Gary, can y'all see that? Can you see that, Gary? Do I need to bring the camera in closer? Y'all need to let me know, because that's the whole reason. I appreciate that, Gary. All right, so we're going to the speed's right here on this. Well, looks like that interface pad ain't no good, so I guess we're just going to be going full throttle. We'll just have to be a little careful. Let me go in here and get my water. I think I got some water in here. All right, so this one right here, this is just this is one part water, 2 parts alcohol, and like a teaspoon of soap. All right, and we don't need a lot. We just need a little bit, and we're gonna start with. Let me do something right quick. I know Gary said y'all good, but I'm gonna pull y'all in just a little bit. Just a little bit. All right. Now you don't want to use wax and grease remover. You can, but the glue on the tape might loosen up with the wax and grease remover. So we're just gonna just a little bit, not just a little bit, right? Now let me show you. Don't be freaking out now. Don't be freaking out. So when you start, you're like, oh my God, I've destroyed my headlight. All we're doing is we're getting all these scratches. We're gonna try to get all these scratches and this cracks and this film. That's what we're doing. So this is 800. So we're gonna do 800, and then we're gonna step it up, and we'll step it up, and we'll step it up. And then they're gonna be fuzzy. I mean, they're gonna be dull. And that's why I said you can come back and you can use a polish, and you can polish it or you can clear it. We're gonna clear these, and you can use the rattle can clear as long as it's a 2K clear, all right? And we're just gonna do the outside. Now around here on this raised up edge, we might have to do this by hand because we don't wanna cut through the plastic to break anything or compromise the thickness of the plastic on that. So that's where we're at. Yeah, Gary. Yeah, Gary. That's what we're trying to do, Gary. That's what we're trying to do, Gary. We're trying to get it. Trying to get it. Trying to get it. All right, let me show you. Y'all see that? Look. Y'all see that? We're getting that's that yellow one. See it? See it coming off? And it's a slow process, but in some cases it's cheaper than buying brand new headlights. You know what I mean? So we're just going to keep doing that right there. Yeah, you can buff them. You can buff them out or you can clear them. We're going to clear these. So we're going to clear these. I just wanted to bring y'all in there and let y'all see that. And look, see it coming off? See it coming off on the paper? You'll make sure you keep it, keep it wet. Because that you want to keep it wet because you don't want to build up heat. Because once the plastic gets hot, it starts to swirl. It starts to melt. And these things take a lot of abuse from the light and from the sun, but you want to keep it lubricated. And every periodically just keep coming back and wiping the grime off of it. And you can tell when it starts getting dry, it'll start grabbing a little bit. Just keep So that's 800. So we're gonna do a little bit. We just do it just a little bit more, and we're gonna step it up. We're gonna do up there on the top side too. I think that paper's about. What's up, Driven Dreams? What's up, Rivalet 2? Welcome to the channel. Hit the subscribe button, hit the share button, hit the like button, drop a comment. Appreciate you. We at the dentist. We're getting all that yellow tartar off these headlights. That's what we're doing. Getting all that yellow tartar off of it. Now that's just two parts. That's 1 part water, 2 part alcohol, and 1 tablespoon of soap. Like I said, this is 800. We're gonna go 800, 1,000, 1,500, 2,000, 3,000, and then you could polish it. But we're gonna clear these, so we're gonna put a little bit of clear coat on these. Yeah, if anybody's got any questions, man, drop them there is no dumb question if you got a question. Yeah, so, yeah, Adam. What's up, Adam? From French Valley. Hey, you didn't get hit with that storm, did you, Adam? You get hit with that storm. So I go 800, 1,000, or 800, 1,200, 1,500, 2,000, 3,000, and then you can polish it, right, if you want to polish it. If you want to clear it, you can go 800, 1,000, 1,500, and then clear it. But if you're not comfortable, if you don't have the equipment to do the clear, you can do 2K rattle can clear. That's in a can. That's the 2K product. And you could go 800, 1,000 or 1,200, 1,500, and then you can clear it. And then go from there. But if you don't feel comfortable, and you don't have to have tools to do this, you can do this all by hand, and then polish it. Well, man, I hope you and your family's safe, man. I got some friends that live out in Cali, too. I was stationed in Cali, too. So this is 800. Like I say, we're just knocking the tops off, get it all consistent, and then we're gonna jump up to the next grit. And what the grit's doing, the 800 is taking all the UV scratches and the yellowing off of it. Now this is just a temporary fix to save you some money, because some of these headlights is, $1,000 plus. Now if I wasn't on camera, in about an hour, I could do this headlight and that headlight. So in about 2.5 hours, I could have both these headlights done. 3 hours max. Yeah, it's 800 grit, man. Yeah, Dave, it's just 800 grit. Yeah, there's gonna be plastic lead. Man, all right, so 400, 400, that would scratch. Yeah, 400's too rough. 400's way too rough. 800 is about as far as you want to go down. You got to understand, 1 mil thickness is the thickness of a cigarette pack. All right, so look at this right here. These gloves right here is 7 mils thick. These gloves, that's 7 mils. 7 mils. 1 coat of clear is 25 microns. So 1 coat of clear on your car is 1 mil. This is 7. So 1 mil, any smokers out there, I'm not a smoker, but if you're a smoker, the thickness of the cellophane package on a cigarette pack is 1 mil thick. We're not even taking that much off of these headlights. 1 mil. So you have to understand how stuff works. So you have to understand the concept of it and the physics of it and the compounds of it. So I got a buddy that just bought a brand new 2026 Trail Boss, and we put a micron gauge on the hood of his truck. Now this is from bare metal to epoch, bare metal, electrolysis, coating, color, and clear. It was 2.1 mil thick. 2.1 mil thick. That's it. From bare metal to starp. That's it. So when people try to say they want to cut and polish their vehicles, you don't even have a 1/2 mil of clear on your new vehicle. A 1/2 mil. What about the first coat of paint? How thick is that? It depends on the paint. It depends on the paint. Depends on how you spray it. House paint is completely different. That we're not talking about house paint. I don't know. I can't tell you about house paint. Y'all okay? Y'all fell down? Y'all all right? Y'all okay? Y'all still with me? Y'all still with me? All right, so that's 800. All right, now we're going to go to a Trizac pad. This right here, this is a Trizac pad. This is 1,000. So now we're going to go over. What's up, Craig? What's up, Stain? So now we're going to jump up to 1,000. Now this is 1,000. You start with 220, 300, 600, 1,500, and I use clear from a paint gun. You start with 220? There is no way that I would go under 600. No way. That's what this is. This is a 3M restoration kit. There is no way. Man, I would never go that deep. Hey, my hat's off to you. I would never go. I would never go that rough. Never. Never. My hat's off to you, man. My hat's off to you. Hey, that's good information, though. Hey, that's good information. That's good information, Troy. But I would never go. Yeah. Even if the 600 is probably pushing it. 600 be pushing it for me. You like Austin Powers, man. Your middle name is Dangerous. Yeah, the whole process is to remove the scratches. .220 by hand is not 220 by. Hold on a second. Now, to Troy's credit, some GM product string thick fairly. Oh yeah, bro, E8U. I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm just saying, me personally, I would never go under 800. I'm not faulting Troy for going 220. I'm like, damn. That's all I'm saying. You know, if it works for him, that's great. But me personally, and I agree with you, some lenses are different thickness. Yeah, I'm talking about headlights. I'm talking about headlights thing. Bay driver, 220 by hand is not 220 plus on 6 RPMs. Hey, hold on a second. Let me, so I don't lose this. So Bay driver, now look here, right here. Bay driver just said, Bay driver said 220 by hand is not 220 plus 6. Hold on. Bay driver says 220 by hand is not 220 on 6,000 RPM. Well, I'm not running 6,000 RPM. But let me ask you a question. That sounds like this old guy that I knew one time. He told me, he says, I said, how many, we was talking about mileage. All right, just hear me out. We was talking about mileage. And he said, yeah, I got this old car, man. It ain't got but 80,000 city miles. I said, okay. And I said, so how many miles it got on? He said, I got 80,000 miles on it, highway miles. I mean, I got 80,000 city miles. I said, okay. He said, now, that's different than 80,000 highway miles. And I said, how is that? He said, because it's different. I said, how is it different? He said, well, you know, cars to get like 18 miles city and 23 highway. I said, yes, I understand. That's fuel economy. Because you ain't stopping and going, stopping and going, stopping and going. He said, I know. My car's only got 80,000 miles on it, and they're city miles, not highway miles. And my car's worth more because it don't have the highway miles on it. It's got the city miles on it. And I see where he's going with this, but it don't work like that. And I said, well, man, I hate to tell you, but the Kelly Flu book don't ask if it's city miles or highway miles. The bank don't ask if it's city miles or highway miles. The DMV don't ask if it's highway miles or city miles. It's 80,000 miles. So 80,000 is 80,000. It doesn't matter how you get there. It's still 80,000. Yeah, it don't work like that. So 220 grit is 220. My whole point of that is 220 grit is 220 grit. It doesn't matter if it's going this way or if it's going this way. It doesn't matter if it's going around and around and around or if it's going left or right, or up or down, up or down. It doesn't matter if it's going 6,000 RPM or it's going a half RPM. Now, I see where you're going with that. You have more chances of burning through on something that's actually moving because, yes, it's moving faster than your hand, but it's still 220 grit scratches. It doesn't change it. I understand the abrasiveness is, but 220, okay, hear me out now, hear me out. When you go to the paint store and you say, hey, look, I want 220 paper for my hands and I want 220 paper for my DA that runs 6,000 RPM. They're not going to give you two different types of sandpaper. They're going to give you the same sandpaper. It doesn't matter how you use it, it's still 220 grit. Now, if you're thinking about building up heat and friction, yes, you will burn through faster running 6,000 RPM versus running by hand. I totally agree with that 1,000%. But 220 grit is 220 grit. 220 grit is 220 grit. City means that you had to brake off and accelerate. People prefer rocks and chips, highway music. Oh, yeah, I understand. He's thinking, bro, E8, I understand city miles and highway miles. I understand. But the whole point that I was trying to make is 80,000 is 80,000. It doesn't matter if you run 80. Actually 80,000 miles in town is actually worse than 80,000 miles on the interstate because 80,000 miles in town, you got stopping and braking. Let me give you another, and I'll go back and catch up the comments. Let me give you a prime example. My mom has been delivering, she's a postmaster now, but my mom delivered mail. Okay? True story. My mom delivered mail. She had 750 mailboxes that she had to stop at every day, 5 days a week. 750 mailboxes every day, 5 days a week. All right? She had 3 alternate cars. She had little K5 Dodge K cars. Them some bitches is like tanks. Right? And we're going to get back to the headlight. They were like tanks. She would go to the parts store and get brakes. Now, the brake pads for the car had a lifetime warranty on them. Lifetime warranty. For me and you, lifetime warranty. She was going through brake pads like astronomical and wear and tear on the vehicle. 750 stops a day for 5 days a week. That's what she was doing. Now, she still had 50,000 miles on the car. But that's 50,000 hard miles. Stopping and going, stopping and going, stopping and going, stopping and going. 50,000 hard miles. She would get about 40 to 50,000 miles out of a car, and it was junk. And she done all of her service and she done all that shit. About 50,000 miles on a daggone mail car, junk. The parts store figured out that she delivered mail, and they stopped warranting her brakes because she would go in there and say, hey, I got a new pad. And I'm like, damn. All right. So, yeah, exactly. Exactly. I would take highway miles over city miles any day. But the guy that was selling his car was trying to tell me his car was worth more because it had 80,000 city miles and not 80,000 highway miles. And I said, 80,000 miles is 80,000 miles. It doesn't matter. Miles are miles. The damn odometer don't care. The DMV don't care. The bank don't care. 80,000 is 80,000. Now, if you rode that son of a bitch like a damn village bicycle and everybody got to take a turn on it and it's 80,000 miles and she's wore out like a $2 whore, that's completely different. Hey, they make 10,000 paper too. Yeah, okay, let's go back. It's variable like sand and surfboard. Yeah, I get you. I get you. Yeah, $20 is $20 is $20. All right, so let's get back to it. So this right here is 1,000. This is 1,000 grit. We did 800 first. 800 first. Now this is 1,000. You want to make sure you keep it lubed up. And this is 1 part water, 2 part alcohol, and 1 tablespoon of soap. Hey, but that's great interaction, man. The mailman's car starts 400 times a day. All right, so now that right there is 1,000, right? So we went. So let's just do a little recap. Are you going to use What's up, Cody? Are you going to use headlight defogger or clear? I'm going to use clear coat. Oh yeah, Troy. Oh yeah, absolutely, man. That's what this channel's about. It's about interacting. There's no wrong question. There is no wrong question. Just be respectful. Everybody be respectful. If anybody's trying to be disrespectful, the boys and girls in the blue, my moderators, will order your ass an Uber and send you package. We don't tolerate no bullying, belittling nobody or nothing, no shit like that over here on this channel. We don't talk religion or politics. Absolutely zero. We get enough of that shit echo chambered in our face every day, all day, every day, even the days in NY. And we're not doing that shit over here, I promise you. Yeah. So, with that being said, I appreciate it. Hey, look, and everybody can learn. This is what I tell. I'm going to show you the headlights, so hang tight. So this is what I tell my students at the school, all right? It doesn't matter how you get there as long as you follow the basic orders of operation and get there. For example, 5 plus 4, 6 plus 3, 8 plus 1, 10 minus 1. What all does that have in common? 9. It doesn't matter how you get to 9. It just matters that you follow the basic orders of operation. And everybody can learn from everybody. I can learn from somebody, and you can learn from somebody. You can learn from me, and I can learn from you. That's what this channel's about. There is no egos over here. Now, sometimes I get a little wound up, but I've been doing this shit for like 3 decades, and every day is class day. So if somebody can teach me something, I will give you credit. If somebody drops something in the comments and I was like, you know what, I'm going to try that shit. And I go try it and I can't remember your name, I promise you when I do the next live, I'll say, hey, do you remember Troy was talking about he sanded his damn headlights with 220 grit? I tried that shit on some old headlights and it actually worked out pretty cool. So I give credit where credit's due. So now let's check this out right quick. Now I know I got this shit everywhere. Now I'm going to wash the car. So don't be freaking out about that. Look at that right there. Look at that old June bug. Old June bug got caught up in there. So this is what they look like when they start with. So pretty much you ain't got no rights in this channel. Just sit here and be quiet. No, I didn't say that. I said, hey, I like that damn cover photo that you got. Go Funky. I like that cover photo. Yeah, I like that. No, I didn't say that. I didn't say you didn't have no rights. You can say whatever you want to, as long as it's not disrespectful, belittling, religion, politics. That's the rules, and be courteous. That's the rules of the channel. If you don't like it, might sound crazy, but hit it with a heat gun. That might be interesting. So that's what they look like. That's what they looked like before. Yeah, Mike. Yeah. Let's see. Somebody asked a question. How much do you charge to restore headlights? Well, let's see. I don't talk money on here, so if I wasn't live, I could do both these headlights. If I was not live, I could do both these headlights, clear. I could do everything and clear them and tape the car up in 3 hours. So it'd be 3 hours plus material, but I don't talk money on here. So it's a whole lot cheaper than buying new headlights. Some headlights are $1,000 a headlight. Yeah, so that's what they look like right there. So now this is what it looks like now. Hey Mike, I had me some daggone, where you at, Mike? Hey Mike, I had me some daggone mackerel fillets before we started this adventure. So this is with 1,000 grit. Let's spray some wax and grease remover on there and see what it looks like if it had clear on it. So if it was cleared, if they were cleared, that's what they would look like. Now, we haven't got up here with 1,000. This is still 800. But that right there is 1,000. Hey, Mike, I got one even better for that, man. I got a buddy that's got a new F-150. Now, somebody fact check this because I didn't fact check him. I got a buddy that's got a new F-150. His rear tail light went out. Now, the truck's under warranty. His rear tail light LEDs went out. He said that the tail light was $2,200 for the rear tail light. It was like a F-150 FX5 or some shit, right? He said the driver's side tail light went out. He said it was over $2,000 for the tail light plus labor. But it was under warranty, but that was for the rear tail light. Now, somebody had to fact check that because I didn't fact check him because, you know, that's what he said, and if that's what it is, that's what it is. So I don't know. So let's get back to it, boys and girls. Let's get back to it. So I don't know. I ain't got a clue. I know when they stop making glass headlights, this is where all the problems happen. Yeah, I'll catch up on the comments. See, I told y'all that shit would hell, the alcohol even kills the damn tape. I'm going to have to re-tape that up. I'm going to have to re-tape it up. Yeah, this tape right here, it don't like getting wet. It don't like getting wet, and especially alcohol. That will release the glue. We're just going to use we're going to use water. Hey, I tell you something else that works too. DEET, bug spray. If you can find some bug spray with a high DEET content, it'll take that yellow off. It's just temporary though. Oh, I don't know about all that, Mike. I don't know about all that. I don't know. I know DEET will work. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna clean them. We're gonna clean them and then we're gonna do a part 2 and we'll clear them in another video. We're not gonna be able to do it all in this video, but right here, and then we're gonna clear them. Like I said, we're gonna wash the car. We're gonna wash the car. If you would have, it's not polished, we sanded. Polish everywhere. I told you, if you was here earlier, you would have seen where I said, you would have said, if this car was clean, I would have papered up and plastic the whole car. But since I got to wash the car anyway and detail it, it really don't matter. And it's not polish. It's the film off of the headlights. Again, this is just a temporary fix. You know what I mean? It's not. And then we'll do the other side. And then we'll tape up the whole car in plastic and then we'll clear it. So we went 800 and 1,000. If he's going to polish it, you could go to like 2,000, and then you could polish them and wax them, and you'd be all right. But in this case, we are going to clear. Yeah, clear is just a Band-Aid. Chemical guys make a headlight clean combo. Huh, interesting. All right. So this right here is just going to simulate it being cleared. So, like I said, that just simulates it being cleared. All right. That's what it looked like. That's what it looked like. Yeah, all clear is UV. All clear, it depends on the quality of the clear too. All clear has UV protection in it. But like I said, this right here is, that's a whole lot better. I mean, it's still got hairline fissure cracks, but those cracks are on the inside. The headlights on the truck, they've been replaced 3 times because they break down from the inside out, not the outside in, because the bulbs is just is just too rough. But like I said, it needs some more cleaning. So we need to go over it again with 1,000. So we're gonna spray it with wax and grease remover, get all the film and stuff off of it. And then we're going to, like I said, we're gonna go over, we'll go over it again with 1,000 and we'll go from there. And the clear that I'm gonna put on there, this is the clear that I'm gonna put. I'm gonna put some 2021 on it, some Deltron. And they changed the label. I'm gonna put some some 2021. I'm gonna put some 2021 clear on there. So, with that being said, hey, we've been on here 74 minutes. Y'all know I like to keep my lives at 60. So I'm gonna do the other headlight on TikTok. So on the passenger side, I'm gonna go live on TikTok and do the passenger one on TikTok. And then I'll get the car masked up and taped up. It's 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I'll get it all taped up and then plastic up, and then I'll clear both headlights live on YouTube. Oh yeah, man, oh yeah. Yeah, it's either, it's either Deltron or Vibrants. Yeah, we might put some damn Vibrants on it, I don't know. It's either Deltron or some Vibrants. Yeah, one or the other, one or the other. One or the other. I'm going to actually put this on the plate warmer. I'm going to actually, boy, this shit right here, thick, boy. I'm actually going to use, the little Awada LPH80. I'm going to use this little bad boy right here, the LPH80. I'm going to use the Awada. That's what I'm going to use on that. So, but I'm going to go get my plate warmer. And I'm going to set this clear on the plate warmer because it is kind of cold today, boys and girls. Had to turn the water stove back on. Them 70-degree days are gone. But I'm going to go get my plate warmer, set it in here so I can warm up this clear. I'm going to warm the clear up, warm the hardener up, and warm the reducer up. Get it about 70 degrees. And then I'll probably turn the heat on in the booth to knock the chill out the air. And then, like I said, it's not going to take... It won't even take an ounce of clear for each headlight. It won't even take that much. What was the... Craig had a good question yesterday. What was the question? Did I miss a question? What was the question? Oh. What's the reason for having a dedicated clear gun or a color gun? Convenience. Convenience. Some guns are just designed for clear. You know what I'm saying? Some guns are just designed for clear. And then some guns are you got to be careful when you're ordering. You got to be careful when you're getting paint guns. Okay? So some paint guns are just designed to spray primer. Some are designed just to spray sealer. Some are designed to spray water-based paint. Some are designed just to spray solvent-based paint. And then you got some that's just designed to spray clear. Then you have an all-around gun or paint gun that can spray sealer, base, color, right? Like a base color gun. Like this gun right here. This Luma Exodus right here. This is a 1.3 color gun. They call this a color gun. So base coat, candies, pearls, mid coats, top coats, metallics, all that. This is an all-around gun for all that. They designed this gun to spray all of that, right? And then this gun right here is the 1.5 OP, which means they went OP because they couldn't call it RP because of patent issues. This gun right here is a 1.5, and this gun right here is just designed for clear. That's its job. It's a clear gun. That's it. It's designed to atomize and bust up clear to the best of its ability. That's what that's for. So if you had a gun that's an all-around gun, say like the Awada, or not, say the SADA HVOP 1.3, and that's an all-around gun. You can spray sealer, base, and clear with that gun. It's a workhorse. So you just have to pick out what gun you want. So me personally, I can spray with anything. I can make any paint gun work. You just have to find that sweet spot. So if you could afford a base gun and a clear gun and a primer gun, then that's what I would do. I'd have a designated primer gun, which that's what I had for a long time. This Jet 100B was my primer gun, and it was a 2.5. And this gun right here is just beat. I mean, it's just beat. It needs a new nozzle, a new tip. It needs all the guts. I need to literally send this gun back to SADA and have them rebuild it and send it back to me. And I might send them an email to see how much that would cost. But realistically, it might not be feasible to send this gun back to get rebuilt. The only reason why I would send this gun back to get rebuilt is because it's a 2.5. Now, Luma is sending me a new primer gun. So Chris and them is going to send me the primer gun that has a 1.5, a 1.8, and a 2.0 tip. I would love it if it had a 2.5 tip. And they said later on they would sell the needle and the nozzle and all that for about $100 to get the cap, the needle, the nozzle for a 2.5. I would much rather have a 2.5 because the high build 2K epoxy that I spray, the CRE stuff, it's like 70% solids. It's like damn molasses. And that's the problem I had yesterday. It was so thick and it was so cold. And see, I didn't warm it up. See, there's another thing. I did not warm up the CRE yesterday like I did when I done the doors. And it sprayed out. It came out really, really, I mean, it still came out nice and it sprayed, but I didn't warm up the product. So the product wasn't warmed up. Think about molasses, or think about honey. If you got honey that's cold and you try to pour it out, or pancake syrup, you try to pour it out, it's thick, right? Right? You try to pour molasses out of a jar and it's thick. That's why IHOP and Waffle House and all that, or IHOP, gives you syrup that's warm to room temperature, like 70 degrees, because it pours nicely. It comes out. Same thing with your clear. This clear right here is thick as all shit. Thick as all shit. Right? Thick. Now, if I put this on a plate warmer and I warm this all up, the velocity and the viscosity of it is mellowed out. Everybody's melted, right? So that's my fault. Yesterday, I did not put the CRE on a plate warmer to warm it up when I went in there and sprayed it. When I went in there and sprayed it, I was having trouble. The ones that could see it, like Mac and Mike, they could see like it was getting choked. And the reason what was happening is the product was so thick that it was getting gummed up around the needle. So what I did was I come in here, I strained it, and I over-reduced it by 10% to thin it up a little bit, and I put it in this cup, and I run it through some strainers into this cup, and went in there and sprayed it, and y'all seen what the fenders and the stuff turned out. It turned out really nice. But I didn't warm it up, so I created my own problem with not warming it up. So with this primer gun right here, this SADA, this 100B, she's a freaking workhorse. All right, a 2.5 tip, man, that's like a damn pencil. Now and like I said, I'm probably going to see what they would cost me to rebuild this one. But I got a Luma primer gun coming. It's a 1.5, a 1.8, and a 2.0 tip. So that would be my primary primer gun. Now let me show you that. Let me show you that 3M gun. Let me show you that 3M gun that Craig was talking about yesterday, I believe. Here's that 3M gun. So here's the 3M gun, right? This is a 3M primer gun. This is like their first gen or second gen, I can't remember. Right? So this is their nozzle, right? Right? This is your nozzle. This is the nozzle, and it goes on there like that, right? And then that's when I was telling you that a cup goes in there like that, and then you got your cup on there like that, right? Well, the problem with these jokers are now this is the first gen. I'm sure they've changed it. You see that thing right there? You see that? That snaps in on that. So when you slide, this right here is this is a 2.0 tip, no, a 1.8 tip. So the needle's the same, the tip's what's different. So when you slide that joker on there like that and it snaps into that snap, and then you got your paint sitting on top of it, and you in there priming, right? And then take this off, you get done, you take this off, you bring this in here, you can clean this out. But don't run no pipe cleaners in there, because if you change the hole size with those little cleaners, those little brushes, then it's not going to be a 1/8 tip no more, right? So, and here's the problem. These things right here, you can get a box of these for a little bit of nothing. They're like $7 a piece, right? So the reds are the two O's, I believe. So you got the black, you got red, black, and blue, and green, and yellow, and so the problem is, over time with this one here. Hey, I appreciate that, D. Did he ask the question? Yeah, D. I've been an instructor at the college, and doing this professionally. I've been an instructor at the college since about 15 plus years. It's a lot of story, man. You just have to stick around and hear the story. But I've been doing this. This is not a hobby. This is my life. So the problem with this 3M gun, this version, is over time, these little tangs right here would get wore out because it's plastic, on and off, on and off, on and off, on and off. And you would be in there, and Matt can testify this. Matt can testify. You'll be in there spraying primer, and that son of a gun right there will break, and that son of a bitch will pop out like that right there and spin upside down. So you think about it. You in there in the paint booth, right? You in there in the paint booth, and you in there spraying. You spraying primer. Now, a lot of people use these things to spray base coat too. You in there in the damn paint booth, and you're in there spraying, right? You in there spraying, and this thing right here is snapped onto this joker right here. All this is plastic. It's snapped on like that, and you're in there spraying, right? And that son of a gun pops off and spins like that right there. Look at her. Now, and then you go to catch it, and this thing hits the floor and breaks, and there's all your product on the floor. This shit's expensive. That's what happened to this one. See this right here? See that little tang? See that? See there's one on that side, there's one on that side. It broke. Well, spraying primer. See that right there? See that right there? In there. And that thing said, poof. And when it does, poof, it's done like that. And when you pull the trigger, you got the airflow coming through there, and poof, it throws the whole damn lid. It throws this whole thing right here in the damn floor. Gone. Just like that. So that was, I think it was Craig that was asking that question about the 3M primer gun. Now, again, this is the first version. Now, this ain't the only one that's broke. I got like 2 or 3 of them over there in the drawer. But you still gonna spend like $300-400 for this son of a gun, and then you're gonna have to buy the tips, and they're like $7 a piece. Yeah, it's just not feasible for me no more. So if I got a designated, so I have a designated. So having a designated primer gun, that's what you have, a designated primer gun. So like I said, I talked to Chris yesterday from Luma. They're sending, I hope it goes out this week. They're sending me their new Shadow I told Chris to throw a little goodies in the box for me too, please. He's a good dude. Him and Kurt's good dude. They good people, man. They good people. So I'll have their base gun, I'll have their clear gun, and I'll have their primer gun with a 1.5, a 1.8, and a 2.0 tip. Now they did say they was going to make a new tip for water-based primer, which is like a 1.1 or a 1.2. I don't spray a lot of water, but I do have water. This right here is water. This is Aquabase. They make really, really. I mean, this is EnviroBase from PPG. They say you can drink this shit out of the can and it won't hurt you, but I ain't doing it. I use this for airbrushing, and it's usually got like a 2 year shelf life on it. But this right here this has already been opened. So that's why I'm open. This right here, this shifts. And the thing about water is crazy, man. You look at water, and it doesn't even look like when you spray black. When you spray black and water base, it's blue. It goes on blue and it dries blue. It dries black. But look at that. Let me turn this light out. Look at that right there. Let me just do this. Look at that right there. This right here, look at that. This is silver to green flop. Does that look like silver and green? It's blue, but that's what it does. You know, that's the crazy thing about water. Now, when you're spraying water, I know we're getting off of, when you spray water base, and you don't have to shake water base. All you got to do is just turn it upside down. That's all you got to do. When you spray in water, you got to have maximum airflow. It's not heat, it's airflow. So water, think about this. You take a rag and you wipe your kitchen table, right? And there's moisture on the table. And you see it's wet, right? And then you turn the ceiling fan on. You see how the water is drying on the table. You can see how it dries on a table. That's how it dries on a car. It dries just like that, and it has to. So you want it to dry evenly across. So a lot of shops that have booths that are set up for solvent base that are mandated cannot spray water because they don't have the airflow. I know the old booth at the school, they retrofitted it with fans in the corners and these little things called tater chip flippers. They said they look like little fans, and you put them on the wall, and they bust up the air to create a turbulence in there to circulate the air. Now the new booth that we picked up when I was at SEMA, it is water-based compliant, and it's got ceiling fans in the booth. It's got a row of little ceiling fan, like 16-inch or 16 or 18-inch ceiling fans down on the booth on both sides. And then it has fans down in the corners, and they're all going different directions. So when you go to dry mode, when you're in there spraying, it's a cross draft. When you get done spraying and you flip it to dry mode, what happens is the exhaust fans drop down in RPMs, and those fans on the ceiling, those ceiling fans come on, and they push air down, and then the fans in the corners push air around and around. So you got air coming down, you got air going around and around, and then you got air going across to have maximum airflow. So spraying water ain't easy, man. Spraying water ain't easy. And a lot of old schoolers, they don't want to spray water. They don't want to have nothing to do with it because, one, they don't want to have to learn and have to deal with the shit. And two, they just stuck in their old ways. Now, I will say this, water-based paint is more vibrant than solvent-based paint. And also, with water-based paint, I've thought about going water here, like full water, just for the health reasons. I mean, spraying water, you don't have to have any solvents. Now, you still got solvents with clear. They might have a water base or low VOC. I know they got low VOC clear coats because some states are mandated, but you're still going to have some types of solvents. And And you can't mix low VOC product with regular products because they just don't like each other. And another thing is with Waterbase, you can literally clean your paint gun out in water as long as it's still wet. As long as it's still wet. If water-based paint dries in a paint gun, you're pretty much screwed. That shit ain't coming out. You might as well throw that son bitch in the trash. So that is probably one downside of water. Now I've been I've been on the fence about changing the water. So that's what it is. But hope that answered anybody. I did 20 snowplow blades with water base. I liked it. It seemed like they laid down. Yeah. So I like water. I sprayed water. I have not sprayed it in. Now I use that in my airbrush, and I'll airbrush stuff because they got some wild, crazy, funky colors. And it does a lot of flip flop. But I think my booth could handle water. I got like 36,000 CFM of airflow. I might have to put a couple fans in the ceiling to push air down, but yeah. But anyways, boys and girls, I appreciate every single one of you. I appreciate the 2 gifts. I really do. I appreciate everybody tapping in. I appreciate everybody hitting the subscribe button. I'm going to get my stuff together. I'm going to go live on TikTok. I'm going to go live on there doing the other headlight. The only thing about TikTok, when the live ends, it's gone. It don't stay. It goes away. So, and then probably around 4 o'clock, 4:30 Eastern Standard Time, I will come back and we will clear the headlights on the car. That'll give enough time for me to put this clear on the plate warmer to get it warmed up and then go from there. Because I appreciate you, boys and girls. Remember when I said, don't worry about the man up the road or down the road. Sweep off your own front porch while sweeping off anybody else's. Put God first, let loose and drag. Peace, some chicken grease. I'm out.